What is going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about how I tie down a tractor to a trailer. What you don't see here is a chain. Nowhere to be found. I am aware that is going to upset some of you. I am not saying this is how you need to tie down your tractor to your trailer or any piece of equipment. But please keep in mind, safety is number one for me, and right behind it is customer satisfaction. You know, I just try to get a little bit smarter every day, and if this can help somebody who's brand new to the tractor world or brand new to trailering a tractor, give them some ideas, that's all I'm looking to do. You know what? You guys are one of the big reasons I get smarter every day. So I love the feedback that you give me, the comments you leave below, corrections that you make, other input. It's helping out me, it's helping out everybody else who watches, and it's greatly appreciated. And I want to state this so there's no qualms about it. This is entertainment only, okay? I do take this very seriously, don't get me wrong. But if you want to look to some guidelines, one, you can look at your tractor's manual, believe it or not. There's typically going to be information in there on how to tie down your tractor to your trailer. And then also, if you go to the FMCSA website, okay? If you Google FMCSA or Google FMCSA working load limit, for instance, one of those first results is going to take you right to the section about tying down equipment to a trailer. And that's going to give you some really good input. That's going to be the federal government's website there that talks all about that and what's required to do so. That way you know you have your tractor tied down safely, properly, and that you're compliant. So I would like to take just a moment and ask you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate your support. Also, if you're in the market for a tractor or an attachment, or you just want to take a look at a lot of really cool, clean, low-hour pieces of equipment, head to my website, goodworkstractors.com. And browse around on my YouTube channel too while you're at it. I'm always posting videos about John Deere and Kubota subcompact and compact tractors, attachments, and things associated with them. All right, here we go. So make sure you check out the description below. I'm going to put some links there to the straps, the protectors, the zip ties, all that stuff. You can get it all on Amazon, have it shipped right to your house. Doesn't get much simpler than that. So really quick, let's play a fun game in this video too. There's going to be one small detail that changes from the beginning of the video to the end of the video. Think you know what it is? Leave a comment below. I want to give you guys as much information in as condensed amount of time as possible, so I apologize if I do skip something, but here's a list of the topics that we're going to go over. The different types of ratchet straps, the different end fittings and what they're used for, why I use 2-inch straps and not chains. Seriously, why don't I just use chains? How to protect those straps from sharp edges and corners. How to put one of these stupid things together. What are you supposed to do with the 20 foot of extra strap that you have that you didn't need? How to break one of these things free if you have too much strap that's wrapped around there. Why do I have all these different kinds of ratchet straps? Plus, I've got a couple questions for you guys that I don't know the answer to. I need your help. All right, so why don't I use chains? I know some of you guys love chains, swear by them, and some of you, I've had comments that have said this, even think straps should be outlawed. So the main reason I don't use chains is they're a pain in the butt to work with. You know, you've got your links here, only so many fixed positions here versus infinite positions on a strap that you can pull it through and tighten it down infinitely. There's not that kind of adjustment on a chain. I feel like it's always impossibly hard to tighten, or it's going to be loose going down the road. I have never heard more cuss words in my life than when I have customers or freight haulers coming in here to pick up a tractor to load it up on their trailer and they're using chain binders. Those things are not fun for anybody. Everybody hates them, even the guys that use them. And I get it, I'm all about safety, but just because I use straps instead of chains doesn't mean I'm not safety first. And another reason, although not quite as important, is the fact that they do scuff up tractors and they do scuff up trailers. I want my stuff to look good, I want my customer stuff to look good. So when I have a customer that trusts me enough to spend $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 of their hard-earned money, I want to make sure that tractor shows up in their driveway in the same condition they saw it here at the shop or in pictures and in video online. So not only do I have that obligation to safely haul equipment down the road, but I also have an obligation to my customer to make sure that tractor shows up in their driveway in the same condition as they purchased it in. If I didn't think I could safely haul tractors with straps, I wouldn't do so. I used to hate ratchet straps, but now I love them. These things are really easy to use. You just gotta know how to use it, okay? So let's take a look here. This is kind of the business end of the ratchet strap, and it's in the folded position right now. So we're just gonna go ahead and release this and open it up, all right? Now notice, I can't go any further than that position right there. So, if I want to fold it, it can only fold one way. So we're going to call this the inside of the ratchet strap right here, and this would be the outside. And this is really the bottom with the short strap right here, and then the handle on top, all right? So watch this slot right here. It'll just rotate around. Okay? So imagine your strap's gonna go all the way over to the other side and be tied down, and then it's gotta be secured right through here somehow, right? And so just think about it. It's pretty easy. So you've got your slot right there in the middle. Simply put your strap through there and then pull it out the top, okay? What you don't wanna do, you can still put it through the middle, but then sometimes you'll see guys that kind of push it down through here. Either push it right through here. That's no good because that's right in the way, right? That's right where you're trying to, you know, do your work. Or sometimes you'll see when they get fished right back down through there. And that seems like a good idea too, until you want to pull your extra strap through, and then it's kind of a pain, right? Sometimes you can do it, but that's not how to do it. So pull that back out. This is it, all right? Piece of cake, watch. Pull all the way through, pull all your slack through there. Let's do it one more time. All right, you have your ratchet. We're gonna pull up and fold. You've got your slot and your strap. Push it right through there. Just pull it back that way, and away you go. Ah, shoot, I've got this thing all bound up. This is the reason right here people hate ratchet straps. You can tug on this thing. Look, get this thing up here. A little bit more. Maybe just the one. Nope, maybe the other one. Yeah, there we go. Oh, but then you start to get it bound up a little bit. So let's pull the other one. Barely wants to move. What a pain in the butt. At some point you're like, I'm just gonna cut this stupid thing off and go get a new one. Don't do that. Let's go outside. I got an easy fix for you. So I don't know why, but I see a lot of guys struggling with bound up straps like this. And I admit, they're not fun to deal with. However, this is a really easy thing to fix. You just gotta know what you're doing. All right, so you have two ends to your ratchet strap. This end here is closest to the ratchet handle itself. Don't worry about this one. Let's put this long one here, the one that's tied into all the problems that are down here. Tie this one off to the trailer. Just hook it on a loop or something, okay? So you just got to hook down a loop here. No big deal, just a D-ring, okay? Keep some tension on it there. And then you want to open this bail up, okay? Get it nice and straight, and then pull that spring there so it's loose. At this point, one hand on the bottom, keep the other hand on the bail there, and just pull. Look at that. So one other piece of advice, don't ever ratchet this down until you are sure it's in the right spot and ready to go. It makes it a lot easier to deal with that way. So let's just pretend there's a load right here. You have it strapped on the one side, you bring another strap over, and you want to hook it right in here. You got it there, then just go ahead and pull on your strap. You don't have to worry about anything getting bound up, okay? At that point, you can start tightening it down. So as usual, you have a bunch of floppy strap left over. They always come too long. I guess that's a good thing. It's better too long than too short, right? But what do you do with it? How do you keep it safe and secure and not flapping around in the wind while you're driving? So you have more than a couple options. These are the two that I use, okay? These bungees right here, and then reusable zip ties. I'm actually starting to lean more and more towards these reusable zip ties. They're super cool. I wish I would have known about them years ago, but I love them. I love them, okay? Check it out. Okay, so first we're gonna talk about the bungee here. These are really nice. You wrap it around something and then you put it right through there and it's gonna secure on there just like that, okay? The challenge with bungees is you don't always have the right length, okay? So you're trying to make it work. For instance here, well, that's a lot of slack there. It's not even gonna stay put. So what I would try to do in this case is fold it back over again, give it some more thickness there. And even then it's still loose, right? So what I try to do at that point is try to go around 2 different times, okay? So I'd be wrapping it around once and then twice. And then there you go, okay? So we've got that wrapped around there twice. That's secure. That's not going anywhere, okay? I mean, it'd take a lot of, I don't ever have a problem doing this. This is an easy solution, okay? Okay, now let's talk zip ties, all right? This one here looks like an ordinary zip tie, except it is reusable. These are very cost effective, they're very durable. These have a tensile strength of 250 pounds, way more than what's needed just to hold some extra strap in place. And so it's a really simple concept. I'm gonna bend that back there just so you can see, but there's a little tab that's right here that you can see. You're simply gonna put your finger in there, pull it out, and there you go. Do it again. And just so you can see, you know, I'm gonna tug on that there. You know, that is as secure as can be, okay? And when you're ready to release it, put your finger in there. Ooh, there we go. So the nice thing about these zip ties over using the bungees is that it doesn't matter how much strap you have left over, right? So with the bungees, they're a fixed length, and sometimes you have to try to get it to go around a couple times, sometimes just once, sometimes you got to fold the strap differently, that kind of thing. And it's not the end of the world. They work just fine, don't get me wrong. But these zip ties here are just pretty slick. So you just put that through there and then get it going. So they do make shorter zip ties as well. However, this is kind of a one size fits all. I know I'm never going to need anything longer than this, and it works for everything I need. Plus, I did want something with a higher tensile strength. I want a strong strap. Not that the lighter ones wouldn't do the same job just fine, but this one here is more than up to the task. And since we're right here, we'll go over the very basic operation of releasing the ratchet strap. You have a spring-loaded handle right here, so you're going to pull up on that and squeeze while you grab hold of the top handle, and you're going to open up the bail the entire way. You'll hear it pop or release. There you go. And watch, this is all one-handed. Okay, so we have 4 different kinds of end fittings here. This is E-track. This is the one I only use in my enclosed trailer. This is a snap hook. This is a wire hook. And this is a flat hook. We won't spend a lot of time on this one. I typically only use this in enclosed trailers and only for secondary tie downs. So the snap hook, I use this a lot with axle straps and D-rings on trailers. The wire hook here is very common as well, but when I had my aluminum car hauler, I didn't have many D-rings, and these don't work very well with stake pockets like the flat hook does. So this is the flat hook. This is the one that I use a lot. This fits perfectly in stake pockets and also along rub rails that are designed to be used for tie downs. Okay, so let's talk about axle straps. As the name implies, it's a strap that goes around the axle. So you just wrap it around the axle. You're gonna have these 2 D-rings that are right here. Take your snap hook right through there, okay? And that's how it's secure. So you'd have the axle right through here, and then the end of the strap right here would go down to your ratchet, and you'd tighten it up. So as far as 2-inch ratchet straps go, the flat hook or the wire hook are gonna be stronger. They're gonna have a higher working load limit than what the snap hook is gonna have, okay? So the working load limit on the snap hook for the 2-inch strap is gonna be 2,000 pounds. You'll see it is an assembly brake strength of 6,000 pounds, but 2,000 pounds is the working load limit, all right? Now let's compare that against the flat hook or the wire hook. And you're gonna see here that it is a 3,333 pound working load limit versus a 10,000 pound assembly brake strength, all right? So with the flat hook or the wire hook, you have an extra 1,300 pounds and change over what you have on the snap hook. So what's the best way to prevent this strap from tearing or fraying? How can you maximize its longevity? So I use a couple of different options here. They're both a corner protector or strap protector, and they work very well. So the first one here, they make these in different sizes. You simply put the strap through one side and feed it through the other side, okay? Then if you're on the corner of something, you can still freely pull it either way to tighten it or loosen it as needed. The other option that I use for different applications as well is going to be this piece of rubber. Simply slide it through the hole, through the other side. Same thing. You do have a little bit of play in there, but if you want to get a 3-inch strap, probably even a 4-inch strap would fit through there as well. Same concept here. On a corner, it's just going to protect. Nice flexibility, good coverage. You know, you have 8 or 10 inches there of coverage here in between as well. So those are easy ways to protect your straps. So I'd highly recommend getting some of these corner protectors. They go a long way to ensuring yours and everybody else's safety on the road. Okay, so here's a look at E-Track inside the enclosed trailer. So I loosened this strap up here just for demonstration purposes here. And it's simply just a little release there. You can pull up and then down. And you can lock it in any different position you want here. And so you can lock this in any slot that you want to. Simply insert the top first, get the bottom in there, then down, and then you can just go ahead and cinch that tight. There we go. We also have to add a backhoe to this tractor here behind me, so we're going to go ahead and try out these different tie downs here. I'll show you a different one on each corner. Plus, there's one I haven't shown you yet. It is my favorite one, and I didn't know about it until recently. Let me know what you think about it. Well, I don't want to keep you waiting. It's a ratchet strap, but the other end is very unique. It's a loop. You just put it right around the joystick and it holds it in place. So I'm kidding. This is called a lasso strap. I'll have to show you how it works, otherwise it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But it's pretty cool. Check it out. So the ratchet end is going to be secured down here to the side rail, and then the lasso is going to go around the top third or so of the tire and then be secured this way. I'll show you what I mean. So I admit, this thing looks kind of weird at first, and you feel like, well, couldn't you just lift this thing right up and off and over the tire? Sure, I guess you could, but you have this ratchet here that's holding it in place, and this thing is going to be snug. I've got it pretty snug right now, but when I get the other side done as well, then you just kind of go back and forth and tighten them as you need to. And really, the only way this thing is going to be able to go up and over is if the ratchet breaks free, and then that's a problem no matter what kind of ratchet strap it is, or chain binder for that matter. But I love this thing. I think it's really tightening it down very well and keeping it secure right here. It's a nice short run. There's nothing in the way, so it's just straight right here. Everything about it is really preferable. There's no interference, no sharp edges to deal with. It's rubber, it's soft, it compresses a little bit, so it kind of grabs in there and really holds it in place. So there's no doubt about it. Front axles on tractors, especially when they have a loader on it, are kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. And a lot of times I will run something either through this tube or over the bucket or through the front of the frame here, this area. You know, for this purpose here, I want to show 4 different kinds of tie downs on this machine. And so I'm going to go ahead and run one of these flat hooks right up here to this bracing here and get it over to the side rail. So something else I like to keep in mind is the way that I'm trying to pull the machine or prevent it from moving. And so in this case, I've got a stake pocket here. I have this bar right here that could prevent motion from the ratchet strap sliding back this way to a certain point. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to slightly pull this machine forward. Not a lot, but just kind of put some tension on it a little bit forward. And so I'm going to position my ratchet so that it's either right here or right here, whatever creates the least amount of interference underneath this loader arm. So this seems to be a really good spot. I'm just underneath that loader arm there. There's no interference. Everything is good. I'm going to tighten it up. So we've got that nice and secure. You know, and the other benefit about either the bungee or the zip tie is the fact that when you're done with the strap, when you have it all wrapped back up, you can reuse one of these things and keep everything together nicely. Okay, so this is going to be an axle strap set up here with a snap hook, and this is one of the challenges with snap hooks is that oftentimes on a tractor you're inside with the axle strap this way, and so you have to put tension to run it over here to a corner hook. Now I've got another D-ring that's right here that I'm going to try to put less of that tension against the tire on and just have more of a straight line if possible. So I had this trailer custom built and I added all these extra D-rings, and for whatever reason it never occurred to me to have some D-rings installed in the floor somewhere in the middle of the trailer going all the way up and forwards and backwards here. But it would make a lot of sense with these interior axle points here where you could just bring right back to a D-ring in the middle of the floor here and tie it down. So you can see here you've got this black cover, okay, that's just a little bit of reinforcement, some padding or whatever you might want to call it there. Okay, so this corner here, we're gonna go ahead and try out the wire hook, see how it does. So what I like to do is I like to get the other hook on the long end, not the part with the ratchet, get that where you want it to be, and then run the strap over to where the ratchet's gonna be. Okay, so if I take a look at this, I've got this really kind of tucked underneath the loader arm there, and it's putting some tension on it, almost wanting to lift the loader arm up and coming back up to this D-ring here. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that hook off of there and run it right through here and see if I can get a more straight path. Okay, so as you can see, that is a pretty straight angle there. We are putting a little bit of pressure right here. There's not a whole lot that's going anywhere else. You know, I could add one of those rubber guards right here and probably just be perfectly safe that way. So really quick, what I want to show you is how I will tie off if I don't have too much extra strap here and I don't want to use a bungee or a zip tie, or I don't have any around. So this is in the tied off position, and I'm simply going to undo it, and I have a lot of good success with this as well. And so, you know, we're only dealing with 2 to 3 feet of extra strap right here, all right? And so typically what I'm going to do, I'll just wrap it around here somewhere down low, just wrap it around and then just tuck it right up underneath. And then just kind of slide your hand, pull the extra, but then slide your hand and push it up, and it just keeps it locked in place there. And really having this little bit of amount here is just fine. Or if you want to, you can even do this multiple times. And so I'll do it down here real tight to the bottom here. Get that going, and then should have enough here to do one more, just to really limit that amount of leftover strap there. Just kind of grab that. Just like that. That tends to work really well for me as well. You can see it's not really going to go anywhere. I mean, I don't think I've ever had one of these knots come undone as long as you pull them loose. And to undo it, it's real simple. Just slide it down and then just kind of push the extra right back through there. Kind of pull down on it, it loosens it up. And there you go. Easy as that. I realized that when I was editing the video, there was one thing I didn't share that I really wanted to. So I'm out here in the rain, last minute getting this done here so you can see. So one of the reasons that I really like these flat hooks over the wire hooks is because you can let gravity do the work as well, okay? And so with a wire hook, well, number one, they don't easily fit through any of the stake pockets or the rub rails, you know? They're obviously, they're perfect for D-rings, of course, you know? But when you go to put one of these on here, you gotta go on the bottom side, right? And what happens when you let go? So as soon as there's no pressure on there, you know, if something loosens up a little bit or shifts a little bit, it's just gonna fall and release. You know, same thing in the stake pocket, doesn't really matter, okay? But what I love to do with the flat hooks, and again, if your rub rail allows for you to tie down on it, and I had an aluminum car hauler that there was no way you could tie down to the rub rail, but you would just use the stake pockets in that case, but just go down through there and bring it on top here. That way, you know, you're letting gravity do the work. You know, you can let go of it, it's not going anywhere, even if it's completely loose, you know? So obviously you could still go like this, but then it can fall right down. It's just a little bit of an extra way to be a little bit more conservative and have a little bit more caution when you're tying down a load. Okay, so now it's time for a couple of questions for you guys. I see most folks are gonna go ahead and pull to the side or pull slightly forward or slightly backward in the rear. But some guys out there are trying to pull across. So they would tie down somewhere up in this corner of the tractor and then pull it across that way. And then they tie off on the other side of the tractor and then pull it this way. So you're almost trying to squish it or crush it. Which do you guys prefer? And along those same lines, are you gonna try to tie it off straight to the side here? Or are you gonna try to tie it off and then pull it a little bit forward and then pull it a little bit backwards? Or are you gonna tie it off here and then pull it backwards this way and pull it forwards from the rear? There's a lot of different ways to do it, and I think some of it depends on the machine that you have in your trailer. Well, so I think that's a wrap, guys. What do you think? Did I cover everything I possibly could about straps? Probably not. Let me know what I forgot. Leave a comment below. Oh, and before I forget, there was one small change between the beginning of the video and the end of the video. Just a small detail in the background. Think you know what it is? Well, sooner or later, a light bulb will go off. Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.